It sounded like Gucci cooperated. It sounded like the victim. Gucci was a victim and gave his testimony.
Gucci Mane recently responded to the robbery situation involving Shy through his new track called Crash Dummy, addressing the snitching allegations and several other issues. Akademiks mentioned that he initially believed Gucci Mane would not provide any statement to the authorities. However, the song he released was essentially a complete statement, and he also called out Charleston White to improve his storytelling.
Forget everything I said. Remember I said Gucci ain't gonna make a statement? This is a statement right here. Yo, it's a statement right here. Yo, I swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Yo, I'm gonna keep it a beat with you. Yo, Charleston White gotta step his snitching game up. Charleston White ain't doing this over a beat with an 808 with Zaytoven. Charleston White just doing this on Instagram and his drawers.
As Gucci Mane directly called out Shy in two specific bars by rapping, "Tell the truth, you went out like a crash dummy, and after all that, you still signed to me." I thought it was a business meeting, but it was a setup, admitting there was a robbery, and Shy actually tried to make Gucci sign a release contract. A viral reaction read, "Did Gucci really just drop this crash dummy track, admitting to being robbed instead of handling it like a real street dude? Go get your stuff in a minute. Be back like a man." However, Gucci had to drop this track because of what happened in court today. The news reads, under oath, FBI agent Hansen testified and, in minutes, admitted that Gucci Mane gave a statement to Dallas PD about the January 10th, 2026 robbery of the studio in North Dallas. Shy proceeded to rest his head against the courtroom wall as his left leg shook, while attorney Bradford Cohen questioned the agent about Gucci Mane allegedly being pushed on the couch and items pointed at him. Agent Hansen said Gucci Mane told his security, who were ex-Detroit police, that they were outmanned, and Shy shook his head in disbelief when the agent said that Gucci Mane told his security to put their firearms down. As they revealed, Gucci did give a statement to the police, but those in the courtroom revealed Shy did a lot more than just shake his head. He meant it, rolled his eyes and rubbed his face after being stressed out about what Gucci told the feds, which led to Charleston White supporting Gucci snitching.
It sounded like Gucci cooperated. It sounded like the victim. Gucci was a victim and gave his testimony. Come on over here with me, Gucci. It's all right. It's all right to go and be civilian.
Toward the end of the court hearing, Shy was observed reacting once more. A post shared that someone seated directly behind Shy noticed him whispering that he was fine, giving a reassuring nod toward his family seated in the back of the courtroom, while his attorney delivered closing arguments. To better understand what Gucci shared in his statement, the reported facts indicate that Shy and Big 30 allegedly robbed Gucci in Dallas. According to the Department of Justice, Shy pointed a firearm at Gucci Mane and forced him to sign a contract releasing him from the 1017 record label, while Big 30 blocked the exit to prevent him from leaving. 9 individuals from Memphis were charged in connection with the incident, and stolen jewelry surfaced on social media within hours. As the story gained widespread attention, various voices began sharing their perspectives on the situation.
Let me understand this, y'all. Please help me. I really need help. Pooh Shiesty did all that time in jail, in the feds. Pooh Shiesty came home, y'all, and made the first day out, they see him right back to jail. Pride and ego is our main enemy.
It became clear that Gucci played a significant role in the arrests. An anonymous source shared that when Gucci reported Shy to the authorities, he reportedly felt some sympathy towards Shy's father, believing he was pressured into the situation and not fully responsible. Gucci reportedly did not want him arrested, but by that point the matter was already beyond his control.
If anybody was peer pressure, from what I'm hearing, it was the daddy, Bombshell, when the situation happened, Gucci allegedly looked up at the dad, and the dad was like, showed some type of sympathy and empathy for Gucci, but it was out of his control.
This information caught the attention of Shy's mother, who then publicly addressed the arrest of her former husband alongside her sons.
He protected them. He kept them humble. He kept them running. He kept away from around suckers and pluckers. I prayed for them. Now you look so good.
This is where the situation took a difficult turn for Gucci. Public opinion shifted heavily in Shy's favor, largely because Gucci had reported his own artist to the authorities. DJ Akademiks revealed that Gucci had been quietly using off-duty officers as personal security for several years, which raised serious questions about why someone who hired law enforcement as protection would continue signing artists from street backgrounds.
But the idea that some of y'all trying to get Gucci out, like, nah, is because it's not like they fooled him and it was an undercover cop. That's what people keep saying. Undercover. No, he hired a policeman. He hired a policeman. It wasn't undercover. It wasn't a guy acting like he was security. No, he hired the cops. And a crime happened in the presence of the cops.
The story gained significant attention online. DJ Vlad shared that after speaking with several people connected to the case, the consistent message was that there is no concrete evidence of a robbery, meaning the entire case will rely on Gucci taking the stand and personally testifying against Shy. The situation presented Gucci with a difficult choice. If he denied that anything happened, he would lose the ability to claim the contract was signed under pressure and would no longer earn from Shy's music. If he testified against Shy, the release contract would be invalidated and Gucci could continue profiting, but his reputation would take a serious hit. Essentially, it would come down to Gucci choosing between his finances and his public image, a point that was later discussed in greater detail by a legal professional.
If Gucci does not testify, the question of is Pooh cooked comes down to 2 paragraphs in the complaint plus 1 picture. They say Big 30 barricades the door to the studio. They say that the security guards try to barge in, and when the security guards barge in, they get a peek and they see that they're outnumbered by the armed target suspects. It does not say that they are outnumbered by an armed Pooh Shiesty. Instead, they lump Pooh Shiesty in with the whole group of target suspects, suggesting that the security guards only saw other people, not Pooh. With it later, where it's alleged that Pooh he's allegedly holding it to the back of one of the business people. And so, if there's anybody here other than Gucci who seems like they could put Pooh away, it's going to be one of the business.
One notable response pointed out that authorities may not even need Gucci's testimony, since off-duty officers were present during the incident. A well-known rap attorney responded by explaining that based on available information, the 2 security guards accompanying Gucci may not have directly witnessed Shy hold a firearm or observed the full details of what occurred inside the studio. According to the complaint, the security personnel were stationed outside, and upon attempting to open the door, they realized they were outnumbered. This led many to question why Gucci arrived at what was supposed to be a routine meeting with his top artist, who had recently been released from prison, accompanied by multiple off-duty law enforcement officers. Many felt this suggested Gucci anticipated something was going to happen. One reported motive behind Shy's actions involved his growing frustration with how Gucci handled the passing of his cousin Big Scar.
This drops, it looks like he's never really publicly fell out with Gucci. The word has been that he's unhappy about how Gucci discarded or seemed unemotional or pretty much not caring, right? Lack of he gave when Big Scar, who is Gucci's cousin.
When Big Scar passed away, Gucci reportedly declined to contribute toward the funeral expenses. At the time, Shy had limited ability to respond given that he was incarcerated, but he reportedly spread the word through calls from jail, and Gucci eventually contributed the funds to the funeral, something that was later confirmed by Scar's father.
I don't know how this got out of control like this, y'all. It's ugly. Gucci did what he did. 100 is 100. I'm the one ain't looking for nothing. I just want what rightfully belong to my son. I ain't asking for it.
Despite this, Shy viewed the situation as disrespectful. The delay in providing support when Scar's family needed it left a lasting impact, with the relationship between Shy and Gucci deteriorating. Shy wanted to exit his recording deal so Gucci could no longer profit from his work. Unfortunately, this situation arose at a particularly difficult time, as Shy was already under investigation for a potential probation violation. His new song contained lyrics that drew attention from investigators and included comments directed at the federal prosecutors involved in his legal case, which only added to his existing problems. The song also referenced Young Boy, leading to a public back and forth between the 2 artists on social media.
That's what you know right now. Well, all this, what you, You really need it. You talk about really.
With the story spreading widely online, Shy was then exposed by a fellow inmate from a cell block. A claim surfaced from a Memphis man alleging that Shy was not holding his own in prison and that other inmates had pressured him during meal times.
Stand up while they eating. Hey man, you was in that motherfucker standing up while you were eating. They bumped down on you, asked you, was you one of these five or was you a rapper? You said a rapper. I got facts about this, man. Hey man, come on, man. You know what I'm talking about? I just found out, man, you know, hey man, I was out to the place. Also, I'm getting into it, like I'm a country. I didn't even know this was my cousin the whole time. Los, damn, Lo, why you tell me Pooh Shiesty was out there cousin, bro?
Following the exposure of how Shy reportedly experienced life behind bars, the same Memphis individual came forward just days later and retracted everything he had previously said about Shy.
Oh, apologize to me. Man, Ricardo, hey, look, man, you got, let's just rep anything, man. Just say you drunk, man, you good. Ricardo, what the heck? You could hang up on him.
However, a separate situation arose when Shy was on a live stream and connected with another streamer who openly declared support for Young Boy, which visibly frustrated Shy during the broadcast.
For real, though, honestly, like this was surprising and new to y'all. Everybody jumping ship because this how the industry is. Nobody in the industry is gonna stick around you when you at your lowest. They can't get clout, notoriety, money, fame, features, videos, some that they can benefit from off you. They're gonna jump ship. I don't see why it's surprising that everybody is on YB in the industry. That's how it goes. They only gonna see when it's beneficial to them. None of these ain't grow up with Durk. None of these ain't friends or real homies with Durk for real. You know what I'm saying? Or they would never change, or they would never jump ship. Where we from, you with me, my option's your option's mine. Some people don't look at it like that. Some people look at it like I for both parties, they ain't got nothing to do with it. And look, you not wrong for that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, shout out to the people that still there, stayed down for Durk, his real family and friends.
Shy made it clear that he remained loyal to Lil Durk regardless of others switching their allegiances toward Young Boy. Around the same time, Lil Z Osama shared a perspective on why it came as no surprise that people within the industry were gradually distancing themselves from Lil Durk in favor of Young Boy.
Is that my jerk? Oh. Lil Durk. JCB Films with that 5 gigs, bro. I appreciate you.
OTL. What's up now? How you say it like that for? Come on, get your picture, man.
Many supporters took to social media posting that anyone siding with Young Boy should remain on that side even after Lil Durk is eventually released. During that same live stream, Shy also became visibly irritated with a female viewer who appeared unfamiliar with Durk or his circle.
I'm in the dressing room, and we just talking about a bunch. He's also telling me, and I will never say it. He's telling me all the rappers who is now hitting him, and he kind of asked me, he's like, "Is that act? So what you think?" Because I think he's thinking like, "If you give some of these, like all these rappers on it, you know what I mean? Like they're all like, yo, Young Boy, we love you, right?" And I gave him the best advice. I said, I didn't want to impart my thoughts because I don't know fully what he's been through and what he's thought. Because he was down where nobody was. So I said, whatever your heart feels about any of these kind of doubling back or not want to do whatever, go with that.
The reality remains that Lil Durk finds himself largely isolated while incarcerated, with very few people publicly speaking in his defense. Akademiks noted that people across the industry have been steadily building stronger connections with Young Boy during this period.
Yo, NLE Chopper, bro. No more breakdancing. No more belly rolling and like that, gyrating. If you making a diss song at Kentrell Deshaun Golden, You gotta make some anthem with like some military tanks. That's how you start. Tell you.
Choa made an attempt to confront Young Boy on behalf of Durk, but the effort did not gain any meaningful traction. Akademiks pointed out that if Choa genuinely wants to be taken seriously in this situation, he would need to deliver something much stronger musically.
Everybody see Young Boy ain't mess with nobody. The boy doing his thing, standing his own lane. And it, yeah, I love it. I love it. I feel him every time he drop a song. But in L.E. Chopper, instead of him doing his own thing, he said, you know what, I'm gonna attack this man, I'm gonna mess with him. That's how hold the street think. Instead of letting me continue to move my life, because I ain't messing with nobody. I ain't out here trying to portray a street image or nothing like that.
This left many artists and observers suggesting that Choa should step back from trying to engage in a back and forth that was not working in his